everyone, and welcome to episode 25 of the Sunflower Girl podcast. So, my name's Rachel. You can find me on Instagram as the Sunflower GRL and on Ravelry as the Sunflower Girl. So, welcome if you are a new viewer, and welcome back if you're a returning viewer. I'm so glad that you decided to stop by. Sorry, excuse me. So, just a few things before we get into the podcast. Unfortunately, because of my work schedule, I won't be able to record always necessarily very regularly. I've had a few changes to my schedule at work, so there may be a more regular podcast, but I can't guarantee it at the moment. Because it's been over a week since I last podcast. Because I've just been so busy. But yes, hopefully you will be okay with that, and we can just sort of figure it out as we go along. But yeah, I'm going to try. The date might have to move from a Monday to a Sunday, but we'll just have to see in the next few weeks how we get on with my new schedule and things like that. So thanks for sticking with it. And also, there are maybe a few changes I want to make to this podcast, or improvements, or just little extras, but I'm going to be talking about those at near the end of the podcast. Because then it's just easier, it's all in one place, and if you're interested you can stick around. If you're not, you have to. So yes, although it has been over a week, I don't feel like I've really got that much done because I have just been working so much. But I will just jump into works in progress and show you what I've got. So, the first thing is probably what I've been working on the most, and this is in this bag, and it's getting quite big now, but it is, I always do this. So I work on it quite late at night, and then I don't really fold it up. I just kind of go into the bag because I'm so tired. So yes, this is my granny stripe blanket, and it is quite big now. I'm not sure how much of that you're actually getting, but yeah. And obviously the butterfly, that's where I was last episode, and all the way up to here is what I've done since then. And I just find I've been reaching for this the most, just the colours. And I think it's just, now that we're in our house, I just really want to have this on our bed and worked on and like finished and pretty. I do need to look for some pretty borders because I'm not really very good at crochet. I rarely do it, so I have like a simple border that I put onto baby blankets, but I don't think that it's going to really necessarily fit with this style of blanket, so I need to look and see what I can do. But yeah, I think I want to edge it in grey, like a charcoaly grey, because that will just pull it together. So yeah, that's the first work in progress, which is living in this bag. And what I did was, I'm not sure if I'd done this last time, I don't think I had, was I just magic knotted all of my scraps together and wound them all up because I don't have a ball winder, so I just wind everything by hand. So yeah, I just wound them all up. And then what I'm just doing is popping into the bag after this any scraps I have extra, like anything I finish or any scraps I find will get gifted or anything like that I'll buy, get put into the bag, and then when I've got a significant amount I will just magic knot all those together, and then once this ball ends, join the new one to the old one. So yes, I'm loving that, and hopefully I can make quite a bit more progress on it. It's mostly what I work on at night, so I get into bed and I do at least a row or two. But then I also found that because our summer has been quite terrible, it's raining a lot, excuse me, oh bless me, sorry about that. So yes, because of the weather being a bit terrible, it's what I've kind of wanted to work on because it's quite cosy, and I just love this bag. And I think this bag also helps because I just love Halloween, and we're not far off now. So yeah, that is the first work in progress. The second one is in this lovely bag, and it is the toe up socks I was working on last week. Just get that. So yeah, since last week, the ends aren't woven in, but since last week I just finished the cuff part, well, the heel and the cuff, and they are a little bit crazy. I was really worried that I was going to run out of this main colour, and I just thought this is the bit that goes under your trousers or anything like that, so no one's really going to notice, are they? So yes, I just finished those. I just get my soft cutter and we can pop it on. But yeah, recently I've really liked just sort of using up little scraps to make some funky socks. So this is it. And I love it. Because at the moment I haven't been able to sort of buy any yarn at all. So I'm having to just use what I've got, and I don't really have a big like stash. Because I just didn't have the space for it in the old place, and also I was a student at the time, so just wasn't really something that I could invest in. So I have a couple of balls of sock yarn, but not really that many, so I've just been using up the scraps from socks I've already made, and that's why some of them are a little bit crazy like this. But if they're just for me, I don't really mind. I probably wouldn't do it for anyone else unless they asked. So yeah, and then this is what I've got of the second sock, so not too much. I haven't quite finished the toe yet, but another project hopped on the needles, and that's why I've been doing most of my other work that's not on the blanket on. But yeah, this is all I have left of that colour, so that's why I did extra, because I've got this much left, which should be plenty. So yes, I really do need to get a crack on with these. And then my stitch marker for this sock, because I can't believe I didn't think of it for the last one, is a Scotty dog. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. I'm not sure if it's going to come up, but it matches my project bag. I'm not sure the camera's going to focus on, because it doesn't autofocus. So if you want it to focus, you have to kind of focus it. But I can't actually see what I'm doing, so I could try and focus it, but then it could just go completely out of focus. Anyway, so yeah, not terribly much progress done on that, but hopefully I can get those finished. If I just get the toe done, then if we end up going to the cinema or anything in the week, then that's what I can work on. So yes, the next work in progress is living in this bag. And again, another half object, but this is all I have, so it's technically not really a work in progress at the moment. Well, it is and it isn't, because I finished the first sock, and this marker here, let's see if I can readjust. So this marker here is where I was last week, and I've just finished the toe. But then I haven't actually cast on the second sock yet, which I really should do, because these are for Dave, and I really wouldn't want to sort of not cast on the second one and then just sort of leave them. So this week that's what I'm hoping to do, but it's just most of my knitting time has been sort of after work, just for a couple of hours, and I haven't really been in the headspace to do much casting on, because my next and last project is a new cast on, and I did that and then I just thought I'm done with casting on at the moment. But yeah, so that's living in Star Wars bag with my Death Star pin, which I love. So yeah, unfortunately that hasn't got too much love. And then, oh excuse me, the last work in progress I have this week is living in this beautiful bag. And this is some more blueberry waffle socks. Got the white toe, and that's what the yarn actually looks like, which is gorgeous. And I'm just getting into a yellow stripe, and this is Sirdar Heart and Soul, which is beautiful. And then I'm just using a King Cole creamy white colour for the toe. So these are for my grandmother. Yeah, she purchased the yarn at our local yarn store, and yeah, when she saw my blueberry waffle socks, she was like, that's exactly what I want. So yeah, I really like how it works. I wasn't sure how it would work with the stripes, and sure if it would look a bit weird, but I think it looks really good. And I think the back just reminds me of like a rocket lolly, like an ice lolly. I'm not sure if you get those in America, but it's usually got like the top point and then it's got different colours. That's just what it reminds me of. So yeah, really loving those, and this is pretty much what I've been working on the most after the blanket, I guess. Yeah, I really love them. So yeah, that is unfortunately all the works in progress for this week. Well, this past about week and a half, I'd say, maybe a bit longer. And unfortunately I don't have any finished objects at all. Just yeah, I just don't really feel like I've had a lot of time to do any crafting, so hopefully next week there will be at least 2 finished objects, hopefully. So that's all, pretty much all the crafting part of the podcast for this episode, unfortunately. Hopefully I'll be able to get a bit more done for next week. I just really wanted to podcast because it feels like I haven't done it in so long. And with it being my day off today, I just thought I might as well just record something quickly. Yes, I just have a few things I wanted to talk about. Excuse me, just see if my tea is cool. So I've got a peppermint tea. I feel like my throat's really scratchy today and I'm not sure why. I hope I'm not getting a sore throat. Okay, so yeah, I just thought I'd talk about a few, I guess, administrative things. I really enjoy doing this podcast, and I know that there's so many out there that you could watch, just knitting in general, crafting or anything like that. There's so many, and I really appreciate everybody who comes and watches. You know, I know I don't get as many views or subscribers or anything like that as a lot of the other ones, but that's never bothered me. I don't do it to sort of get loads of views or subscribers or people interacting. I just do it because I love it, and if you guys enjoy it too, that's brilliant. But I just thought it would be nice to sort of do a little bit more with the podcast if I can, now that we're a little bit more settled in our house, and hopefully we can set up a bit of a routine with things. Just thinking we might be able to do a little bit more. So the first thing I want to just quickly mention is, because I've been meaning to mention this on the podcast for so long, and I'm not even sure if I have ever mentioned it. So on Ravelry, I made a thread in the Ravelry group, and that thread is about promotions, so self-promotions or just any kind of shop promotions, I guess. So if you have like an Etsy shop or just an actual online shop, or you're a pattern designer, anything like that, you know, you sell bags, you make progress keepers, stitch markers, hand-dyed yarn, anything like that, please post in that thread. So what I would suggest is posting, you know, your shop name or anything like that with a link, where you ship to, so if you ship everywhere in the world, or UK or US only, or that kind of thing. And then also, if you have any promo codes, any coupons, anything like that, also feel free to post those in the thread. If you post what the code is, so for example promotion 10, then just put when it's valid till, or from which date to which date it's valid if you're posting it before it's valid, and then everyone who's in the group can look and hopefully be able to find some nice things. And also, if I will be checking the thread, so if you post a promotional code, I will shout it out. And what I'm hoping to do as well is, if we get enough interest with it, sort of have like a shop of the month type thing, and you know, I can buy a couple of things and we can do like a little giveaway. So if I purchase from, we'll pick shops just at random from the thread, and then, you know, I could buy a couple of things, tell you what I think, and then I can do a giveaway and I can purchase some whatever it is that you sell, and then I can give it away for someone else to sort of enjoy. You know, just sort of share the love of Etsy or small businesses and things like that, because I do want to purchase from independent businesses more, but I don't really know many in the UK that do the kind of thing that, like, independent Etsy shops or yarn dyers or things like that. I know a couple, but I would love to know some more, or even if you're in the US. But unfortunately for me, with the US, the shipping is quite expensive, and then customs is always a worry. So if you're in the US, still feel free to post, because we obviously have viewers from the US, and they would probably love your things, and I will still promote you, and if I can, I will also purchase products and things like that. So yeah, I just think it would be really nice to have a bit of a community where we can share all the things that we make and enjoy, and I can purchase some things and share those with you guys. So yeah, let me know what you think about that. It's just a rough idea at the moment. And then the second thing quickly in the group is the ask questions, ask me anything, or however you would say it, thread. Yeah, so if you have anything that you would like to ask me, pop over to that thread, ask your question, and hopefully it will be answered in the next podcast, or the next podcast that I can, if there's a few. If it's a little bit more private or something I don't really want to share on the podcast, either I will explain why and not answer it, or I'll message you privately. But you know, I can't think of too many things that would be something I wouldn't want to share. So yeah, just anything in there that you would like to ask. Can be about me or my personal life, general crafty, anything like that, or just any general questions that you have at all. Like, I can try and answer. So yeah, and then yeah, I touched on this a little bit, but I would like to start doing more giveaways and cows and things like that, and sort of get the group interacting, because we have a bunch of people in the Ravelry group and they are fantastic people, and some do interact but not really that many. So I'm just thinking if we can get everybody sort of interacting and sort of talking and having a bit of fun. So yeah, giveaways and cards are definitely something I want to be doing more of. So if you have any suggestions for that, let me know. And with giveaways, if anyone has anything they would like to donate for a giveaway or a prize for a cow, then again, let me know. You have no obligation to do that at all. I will be trying to purchase some nice things to give away and have as prizes. But yeah, if you have any promotional codes for certain patterns, we can do like a pattern along or anything like that. Yeah, please pop into the Ravelry group and post in the episode thread if that's anything you're interested in. Yeah, and then the last thing is just, I am hoping to sort of get out and about and go to some fibre festivals and things like that. I've seen a lot of podcasters do that and it just seems like so much fun. I've never been to one. I know there is a couple kind of close to me. There's not any in my immediate area that I know of, but there's a couple around. So hopefully I can get some information on those and head to some festivals and meet some of you guys. That'd be really fun. And then yeah, hopefully with doing more things like that, I'll probably need to upgrade some of my things. So just have a camera and a little microphone on the top, and I'd like to get, you know, maybe a different camera or a more portable camera for outings, lighting, things like that. And I have been looking at things like Patreon and PayPal. So I'm not 100% sure how Patreon works. I know that it's like a monthly sort of, I guess, subscription is the easiest way to describe it, but I don't really know how it works properly. But whereas PayPal, it's just an email address and you can just pay whatever. But I'm not sure if I'm going to actually do that yet. It's a bit weird, isn't it? Just putting things like that. I don't know, like what other people do, I don't mind, and I would sort of donate if I could, but then me doing it just feels a bit strange. But yeah, if that is something you think would be a good idea, so that, you know, I could do sort of separate videos and extra content and things like that, and that I could get better prizes for all these things, then let me know. If you're like, no, not at all, that's fine. Like, I would never just be like, you can't watch the podcast unless you donate. That's just ridiculous. But it's just, I really enjoy doing this, and unfortunately I can't sort of do as much as I would like because of the cost of things. So yeah, that's pretty much everything for the sort of administration part. And I'm just going to move quickly into chatter, and then I think that's it for this week. Sorry it's a bit short on the crafty content, but just haven't had much time. I've got my little baby sewing machine back, so hopefully I'll be able to do some practice sewing soon. I want to make a couple of skirts and things like that, so hopefully I'll be able to do a couple of those things soon too. Yes, quickly into chatter. So we went to the cinema, I don't think it was last week, it might have been the week before, and watched Dunkirk. It is such an amazing movie, but it's so tense and it's so upsetting. I cried like pretty much most of the movie, but I would really recommend it, especially if you're interested in those kind of films. It's just amazing. Such a good movie. I'm not really going to go into it. It's not really something that I guess can be spoiled too much because it is a historical event, but if you haven't heard of it, definitely research, look into it. It's just, I just can't actually believe that things like this happened. So yeah, that was really interesting. Yeah, and I did a little vlogging the other week, which you probably saw. I was hoping to record this not too long after, so you know, it wouldn't have been up so long. But yeah, I tried it out a bit. It wasn't terribly interesting, just me pottering around the house, I guess. Yeah, I'm hoping to sort of get out and about, do a little bit more with that kind of thing. It was so much fun, and editing it was really fun as well. It was just really great. Yeah, as I said, with the whole wanting to get to Father Festival, could do some vlogging there. When I'm doing other things, it's not just working. Hopefully I can do some sort of fun things when we go out and things like that. So yeah, and then other than working and not really much else, we've been trying to get the house sorted. Yesterday, the very last of our things were moved out of the old place to here. All we now have to do is give the old place a good scrub just to make sure that it's properly clean, and we're officially moved out of there and all into our new house, which is why I'm quite dressed up today, because I have had about 4 outfits which I've just kind of been circling round, but we've now got all of our clothes which I've had a big sort out of, and I just thought I'm going to wear a pretty dress today. But I'm just sort of not really doing anything today in terms of going out. I'm just sort of staying in. I've got a friend coming over, I'm going to watch some movies, I think. But yeah, I feel like I've just sat here and talked for hours and not really showed that much. So yes, I'm going to leave it here. Hopefully I will be able to record next week. It will probably be Sunday. So I'm not sure whether it will be uploaded on Sunday. I might wait till the Monday, but typically my recording day is going to be a Sunday from now on. So yes, I hope you have a wonderful week. I hope you get lots of knitting, sewing, general crafting and everything done. I hope the weather's a bit nice for you, and I'll see you next time. Bye!